We've been right in the thick of it, trying out all of the game's modes and maps and improving all the time. And with a wealth of expertise from previous Battlefield games, we've compiled a list of tips and techniques for you right here in this video, which should benefit you as you become acquainted to the game. So, without further ado, let's start the video. SMGs are a great early bet. While updates and fixes are constantly improving the game, the gunplay in Battlefield 2042 at launch is a touch shaky in spots, with some firearms being a little wrong and accuracy being variable. However, we've discovered that the SMG class is the best option for novices. These guns have little recoil and can swiftly transition from sprinting to firing, which makes them a perfect place to start, especially once you acquire the powerful PP-29. Of course, you can branch out and adjust as the scenario requires, but for now, an SMG is your best chance for getting some bouts under your belt that don't frustrate you. Take time to practice. Even if you already have a few favorite guns, BF 2042 takes some getting used to, especially if you're new to the series. There are numerous movement mechanics, gadgets, and weaponry to experiment with, as well as 10 specialists with various skills to mix in. If you want to try something new, we recommend playing solo or co-op battles versus bots every now and again. You'll be in a more relaxed setting and you'll be able to explore without risking your team or being sniped by unreal players. Plus, with weapon leveling enabled at the time of writing, it's a wonderful opportunity to get some attachments unlocked before jumping into the full online combat with a gun. Vehicles need patience. Vehicles, particularly aviation alternatives such as jets and helicopters, are much more difficult to master than weaponry. Again, we strongly advise you to join a solo server and acquire some of these without needing to do so in the first 0.01 seconds of the game and then fly about a lot. While the controls are more complicated than something like Call of Duty Warzone, they still give you a lot of power, and if you can master them, you'll be a truly valuable member on any squad that you join. Spawn carefully. Respawning in Battlefield 2042, like in previous Battlefield games, may be a sensitive subject. Whether you're playing Portal's Conquest, Breakthrough, or other modes, you'll want to spawn near combat to get close to the action, but not so close that you die right away. To have a little more control and direct our group to a spot near the combat but not too close, we like to employ spawn beacons, which you get at level 16. However, spawning further back on occasion to go off on a large flank or to sit back and snipe is also a viable option. Make use of the plus system. In Battlefield 2042, the plus system is used. The plus system is the most talked about new feature in Battlefield 2042. The plus system allows players to change the attachments on their primary and secondary weapons on the fly, allowing them to react to changing situations on the battlefield. Simply press T on a PC, LB on an Xbox, or L1 on a PlayStation to activate it. In a circumstance where you're out in the open, a 2x scope with a long barrel on your assault rifle would be a smart idea. If you're going to be inside, consider getting a silencer and a red dot sight. The plus system gives you an advantage over even the most seasoned gamers. Other modes offer changes of pace. While Breakthrough and Conquest are the main modes, don't forget about Hazard Zone and, yes, Portal. These two may provide a lot of rewarding action while also slowing down the pace a touch. You can get a more gunplay-focused fix with Hazard Zone's increased tension or Portal's smaller maps and modes. And both offer a really great way to break things up if you're suffering with the point capture mechanics of all-out warfare. Work well with others. Battlefield isn't a lone wolf run-and-gun simulator like Call of Duty, thus teamwork is essential regardless of your mode. Consider choosing the medical or ammo crate as your gadget and helping out on the front lines if you're not making the largest dent on the kill side. Restocking players' ammunition and health, as well as revives, is critical, and you'll earn a lot of XP for it. Playing as some specialists, such as Falk, who can restore full health to friends, or Boris, whose turret can aid block flanking foes, will also help. Follow your squad leader. You'll be in a 4-player squad within your massive 64-player team, and playing together in this smaller group is just as crucial. Each squad has a squad leader who is allocated at random and can issue commands to their teammates, such as designating a charging position or a bunker to bunker in. This is a wonderful approach to ensure that everyone works together to create a stronger impact on the game, and you can gain XP bonuses at the conclusion of each round for your teamwork. Therefore, we strongly advise you to follow squad commands. Be the change you want to see. But this is a Battlefield game, and even with the strongest squad on the planet, there will be times where you're surrounded by helicopters or repeatedly blasted by a tank, which is when gaining the initiative becomes crucial. Make a modification instead of spawning to the same result over and over. To neutralize the threat, equip the anti-air launcher, sneak up with some C5, or leap into your own vehicle, and make sure to do it before the match is lost. If you want to win, you'll need this kind of tactical versatility. Figure out your specialist. Each of the 10 specialists in Battlefield 2042 has a distinct attribute and gadget, so there's a lot to learn about them. It's critical to examine each one to determine which one is appropriate for you and your desired playstyle. You can't go wrong with McKay if you choose to play as an infantry force with your feet on the ground. His grappling hook helps him to move around more quickly while aiming down the sight, and his agile characteristic allows him to move around more quickly while aiming down the sights. In Battlefield 2042, there's a specialist for everyone. Check out which option works best for you. You don't need a class on the Battlefield DXR1 sniper rifle loadout. Unlike earlier Battlefield games, where each class was restricted to a specific weapon type, Battlefield 2042 did away with classes entirely. This implies that regardless of whether you're playing as a recon, assault, support, or engineer specialist, you can use any weapons you want. You may be a support specialist with a shotgun, or a recon expert with a submachine gun. The option is entirely yours, and while this modification is divisive, it certainly broadens the scope of your loadouts. For the time being, the PP-29 is the weapon of choice for the majority of gamers. Always carry explosives. Most explosive gadgets used to be restricted to the engineer and support classes, but now they can be utilized by any loadout. They're crucial since, as you may know, vehicles are a major focus of Battlefield 2042. You'll need to make sure you have at least one explosive capable of destroying cars on hand. The C5 explosive, which works similarly to C4, is a favorite choice among players. They are sticky explosives that may stick to buildings and vehicles, giving them a wide range of applications. All you have to do is toss them against a wall or a tank, pull the trigger, and the C5 will explode. You'll be adored by your teammates. Take advantage of the environment. It's critical to obtain an advantage over an opponent when participating in a shootout. The best method to accomplish this is to take cover and move to higher ground. In Battlefield 2042, you can utilize almost anything as cover, from a hole in the ground generated by an explosion to a tree in the middle of a field. By making yourself a more difficult target to strike, using cover efficiently will boost your odds of survival. It's also crucial to get to high ground because you'll have a better line of sight on your opponent. It is critical to gain an advantage. Well, that's all for today. We hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, like and share the video. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.